All right, so I'm here at the Bill Farrell with the newest head coach of the Michigan Wolverines, Sean Bormet. Coach Bormet, we were just talking before the interview, you're only the 10th coach ever, so I guess it sounds like when you get that job, they expect you to be there for a while, huh?
Yeah, absolutely, yep.
That's awesome, man. So you graduated from there in '94, you've been a coach there for years. I guess let's just start off with kind of what Joe said to you before he decided to hang it up.
There were a few conversations over the years, you know, just in terms of his timeline. You know, and it was really just a matter of getting to a point where he was comfortable and felt like, you know, it was time for him to retire. And I think with the NCAAs being in Cleveland, and him growing up in Cleveland, and that was a special NCAA tournament for him, and I think he just felt like it was the right time.
Excellent. And you guys got team trophies, so I'm sure that's something that you're happy to build on. But you know, you lost some good seniors,
yeah,
you know, including Dom and Adam.
Yep.
Maybe real quick, talk about the impact on the program, looking back, and then after that we'll talk about going forward.
Yeah, I mean, Adam and Dom have been great leaders ever since the day they arrived in Ann Arbor. I mean, really committed, great work ethic, tough guys. They train hard. They're very competitive. You know, those guys had a tremendous impact from day one, and they're definitely going to be missed. But their leadership, you know, obviously Adam's going to stick around, continue to wrestle. There's a good chance Dominic might stick around and continue to wrestle. He's kind of weighing those options now. We'd love to have both of those guys close to our program. We got a lot of good young guys coming up. I mean, we still have a young team of returning guys from this year and some exceptional young guys, freshmen, sophomores, that are fighting hard to get spots. So feel good about where we're at from a roster standpoint.
Absolutely. A couple of those guys are here. I know Lane's here. I know Freeman. I'm probably missing some guys. And then Logan's coming back. Miles is coming back.
Yep.
Alex coming back.
Yep, Michich.
Yeah, Michich. So really good group going forward. When Joe left, did it help knowing that you were going to come in? The cupboard wasn't going to be bare.
Well, definitely, you know, the familiarity and just the consistency definitely helps. I mean, it's like I've been there. I'm not moving to a new place, moving my family. You know, I'm familiar with the guys, recruited the guys that we have at this point. So I think it's really you're just kind of hitting the ground running, and you're going to continue to keep working hard and make adjustments and do the things you've been doing. But it's definitely, I mean, it's a great starting point.
Now, is it realistic to continue to expect team trophies the next few years, or is there going to be, you know, a little bit of an adjustment, do you think? No,
I mean, the goal is to get definitely get team trophies, and we got three notches to climb. So there's a lot of work to be done, a lot of development, and you know, we got to continue to. You know, we had a great year in terms of our dual meets this year. Really, our fan base really shot up. We got some great fans at the University of Michigan. Our administration is really excited about the program and the direction it's going, so we got a lot of support from them. But yeah, I mean, the goal is really just continue to raise the bar.
Now, a little bit of a tough one here. So the last team trophy for us here was '05, correct?
Correct.
Now, for those people who say, well, you know, you go 12, 13 years with that team trophy, we got a guy in from the same administration, who's to say we aren't going to go 12 years again? What would you say to people who have that question for you?
I mean, I would just say, you know, for the most part, you got to look at the trends. I mean, that's our third top 10 finish in a row. And to go from top 10 to top 4, there's a lot of work to be done. Just like going from top 4 to 1. You know, my expectation is that we're a top 5 team year in, year out. When you're a top 5 team, you're fighting for trophies. And the goal is obviously to win. But recruiting's got to be so consistent, and that's the one thing we've done a good job of, you know, the last several years, is consistently getting some of the top recruits. And you can't have bad recruiting years, and that's really what we got to stay focused on, is the recruiting. And the young guys we have coming in, we're on some really good juniors right now that I think we're close to getting. So that's really the key.
Speaking of recruiting, obviously you can't talk specifically about guys and things like that, but what would you say maybe changed, or how did you guys maybe modify your recruiting that you feel like you can be more consistent and continue to not have any off years, as you said?
Well, I think, you know, the university, and when we get kids on campus, I mean, the university speaks for itself, and the environment there as a student athlete in Michigan is just exceptional. I mean, it's really unbelievable. And You know, we're attracting kids that are very academically driven also. But I think one thing that really changed when I got back too, I brought a lot of the freestyle guys with me that I was training in Chicago, and our RTC was immediately built. And kids know that they can come to the University of Michigan now. They have aspirations to not just win NCAA titles, but world and Olympic medals also. So that I think has helped us attract a lot of these top kids, because the best kids out there, I mean, they have those kind of aspirations. They want to win gold medals at the World Championships and the Olympics.
And that's perfect, because that was the next thing I wanted to talk about. And you kind of touched on a little bit, maybe even elaborate a little further. You were the cadet coach.
Yep.
Obviously, you're right here with the freestyle guys. Andy's here, right?
Yep.
You still got Jake there. You got a large group of senior level guys. Expand on the importance of freestyle for the Michigan program going forward.
Yeah. Well, it's the kids that are the most driven. They have those aspirations. So for us, having those guys around, having those guys that are in the room training. Knowing that these guys can work on honing their freestyle skills while they're still in college, so that they're preparing all through college to win those medals, that's a big chunk of the work. And we got a group of freshmen right now. I mean, they've been itching to get to this tournament all year. They went to a lot of the opens, but we're going to continue throughout the spring, summer to have a heavy emphasis on our freestyle and on competing a lot. And that's how you get better.
And I guess kind of to even piggyback further on that, recruiting now, is it almost a 8, 10, 12-year pitch instead of a 4 or 5-year pitch? Because you come wrestle for us and then maybe a couple Olympic cycles. Is that kind of the way you feel recruiting's going?
Yeah, I mean, ideally that's what you're looking for. You want guys to come have a great experience, in their collegiate career, but you put time into them, you develop the relationship, and you hope that they want to stay and continue to train and wrestle freestyle.
And then I guess maybe a couple more things. Any changes in staff anticipated? Obviously, I guess you need to replace a spot because you went up. But otherwise, any changes anticipated, or?
Really just looking to add some. We're going to add another coach, and we're going to add. We got a few RTC spots. We're going to kind of beef up the RTC quite a bit, and then we're also just, we're at a point now where we are going to start absorbing some of our own guys as they're graduating from Michigan and have them in our RTC. So there'll be a few changes and a few new faces, but for the most part, we'll be pretty consistent. Stock
full of Michigan men.
That's right.
Coach, we really appreciate your time here. I know you got a whole bunch of guys, so we appreciate you taking the time out here. Congratulations on the new gig, and anything you want to close out with here.
No, I just appreciate all the coverage and looking forward to the future for Michigan wrestling.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, Coach Bormet. Really appreciate it.